I'm Diana Steele and I'm here at Fresh Street Market in West Vancouver, and today I want to give you a little bit more information about our brand new food guide. So goodbye 4 food groups and welcome to those 3 food groupings. Why is it that we have a food guide? Well, one of the most important reasons is to help Canadians make healthy food choices so that you can reduce your risk for disease. The food guide is intended to be a very easy, simple way of understanding very complicated nutrition information. The information is based on science without the influence of industry, and it's supposed to help reduce confusion about conflicting information. So hopefully you can use the guide to help you make healthy food choices. The recommendation by Health Canada is to make healthy food choices from a selection of good foods a habit, so choosing them on a regular basis. One of the food groupings is the fruits and vegetables group, and this food group is a group that we want to be including mostly. So it says eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, and that can include fresh as well as frozen, canned and dried fruits and vegetables. And this should make up about half of the overall food that you eat. On the plate, it looks like half the plate. The other grouping is the whole grains, and Health Canada recommends choosing whole grains. So as opposed to white, refined, high sugar grain products, you would want to choose whole grain bread, whole grain pasta, brown rice, quinoa, oats, those kinds of foods. And then the other food group is the protein foods. So rather than having our dairy group and our meats and alternatives, they have combined foods that contain significant amounts of protein into that group. And they have some different recommendations. The first and most important recommendation is to choose more plant-based proteins. So plant-based being things like beans and lentils and chickpeas, as well as foods like nuts and seeds. And then included in that would be soy. And then you can still, of course, have meat, fish, and poultry, but there is a recommendation to choose leaner cuts of meat and to try to replace foods that are higher in saturated fats with unsaturated fats. So, for example, choosing fish instead of ribs would be a good food choice. It goes on to tell us some more healthy eating recommendations, one of them being trying to replace some of the saturated fats in our diet with unsaturated fats. So if you were to use avocado as a spread instead of coconut oil or butter as a spread, it would be lower in saturated fats and higher in unsaturated fats, and that would be a healthy recommendation. The other recommendation is to reduce your intake of processed foods, foods that are high in sodium or high in sugar or high in saturated fats, and try to eat more at home. The other guideline is to drink water as your beverage of choice. So drinking water is very important. Our body is about 65% water. So this should be the go-to beverage for you. However, there are other hydrating foods and beverages. So fruits and vegetables contain fluid and soup, and you do get fluid in other beverages, but it's recommended that you choose unsweetened plant-based beverages. So for example, unsweetened soy beverages, as well as coffee or tea, and low-fat dairy or low-fat milk would be another hydrating beverage. Now, orange juice becomes a question, and I've had a lot in the last week. Where does orange juice fit in? Well, orange juice, if it's 100% pure orange juice, is an unsweetened plant beverage. There is research that shows that a high consumption of fruit juices have been associated with increased risk for tooth decay. So it's really important when you drink juice to practice very good dental hygiene, which would mean, if you drink a glass of juice, rinse your mouth out after, or have it with a meal that has some protein or fats in it to help clean your mouth, or for example, brush your teeth. And so if you're practicing good oral hygiene, it's not going to be a problem. Never put juice in a baby bottle or in a sippy cup, because that will allow the juice to constantly be in touch with the teeth there and can increase your risk for dental caries. However, orange juice, 100% pure orange juice, is a very good source of nutrients. It has vitamin C and folate, as well as potassium and magnesium, and can fit into a healthy diet. I would recommend that, if you're at breakfast and you're in a rush, if your choice is not having a fruit or a source of vitamin C, or having a cup of half a cup of 100% pure orange juice, I would definitely recommend to my clients to have half a cup of orange juice rather than not having any fruit or vegetable in there. However, Health Canada is really recommending that you're not replacing your whole vegetables or whole fruit with juice. So you don't want to be juicing all of your vegetables and all of your fruits and not eating the whole food. It is more important to have the fiber in there. So eat your whole fruits and vegetables. drink water, and then avoid those sugar-sweetened beverages. There is research to show that having sugar-sweetened beverages and candy and pastries and cookies and donuts, those are the main sources of sugar in the Canadian diet, and they have been associated with an increased risk for weight gain, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. So we do want to reduce those sugar-sweetened beverages and foods that are very high in sugar. Also, make sure that you're trying to cook more at home, which is a great recommendation, trying to eat with others, and read your food labels, and try to make healthy food choices when you are at a restaurant so that you can get healthy eating most of the time.